All right. I think it's April 11th. In the shop, it's probably 9:30 again, probably 9:45 by now. Tried to go mushroom hunting after work. As soon as I got in the woods, it started raining. Thankfully, I took my wife's car and not a tractor because, if I would have taken the tractor, I would have gotten wet. But we're going to look at this B275, maybe take the head off, talk about some other things in relation to parts in the area, and of course check our oil leak. The oil leak looks like it's doing well. It's doing what oil leaks do. It's not making too big of a mess. And there's a vintage Tonka truck for scale put there by my children. So obviously by now you saw that the head gasket's leaking. Let's turn the torch on. We'll get up close on that real quick. Torch on. There we go. Yeah, I mean, now we've got drops over here. The dew up there, like on the top, that's because it's like 90% humidity in here. But we all know, we all know what's going on. I do have a head gasket supposed to be here either tomorrow the 12th or Monday the 15th. Maybe Saturday. Maybe we'll get to work on this thing Saturday evening. I don't know. Really not that hard of a job. Let me show you what we got to do to get the head off. Torch still on. Obviously, we have like 15 bolts we have to take out. We just torqued them. I do not have to take the manifold off. The alternator does kind of have to come off, I think. The bracket, yeah, there's a bolt here, and then I think there's two here that are, just one easy to get to there, but I will kind of loosen it here and then swivel it over so it doesn't have to come all the way off. Thermostat is in here. I don't remember if this was a pain in the butt to get off or not, but I'll probably leave the hose on the housing and take it off there. We'll see. Walk to the other side. No need for the heaters because it's pretty comfortable in here now. It's been pretty warm. We have a fuel line here that has to come off. I think this, he's just floating in the air off of these two metal lines that run to our vacuum operated governor. It's a diaphragm. So basically there's a diaphragm in here. When your throttle is wide open, there's a throttle blade in between these two. If the throttle blade is wide open, it obviously doesn't matter. But if the throttle blade is half open, like, just a little bit, it can sense the difference in pressure. So on this side, you would have higher vacuum than the side hooked to the air cleaner. And if this vacuum becomes lower, meaning the engine's bogging down, it's not wanting to suck as much air, while the governor picks up, whatever. We got 4 injection lines. Not a big deal. I'm not going to pull the injectors or glow plugs because I don't think I have to. I will have to take the glow plug wiring off. Not this wire because it routes around to the head. That's the ground. But I'll have to take this nice melted looking fella off. Not a big deal. These are like thumb screws. You just loosen them and tighten them by hand. Fuel return. It's just a simple hose clamp. I guess that's it, guys. You tell me if there's anything else I'm looking at. I did say the injection line's not that big of a deal. You have one that's different, and then these 3 kind of like can only go one way. Not a bad job. Like, we could totally pull it off this evening. Gonna have to drain the coolant, and then I'm gonna check the head. I'm gonna take it to work with me, check the head. If the head's, needs cut, it'll get cut. I honestly think that number 1, I rebuilt this engine 5 years ago and probably should have retorqued it after the first season. B, number 2, I guess maybe I shouldn't have loosened them before I retorqued it. I did explain my theory behind that as far as relaxing the metal. I know that's how aluminum stuff works on the modern stuff. Like I said, I'm a Subaru mechanic, worked for Volkswagen before that. I did rebuild my first small block Chevy by myself with a Haynes manual when I was 12. Finished it when I was 13. Took me a little bit, but I got it done. And it ran fine for a long time until one of my buddies, we were like 16. It was in a, I don't remember. It was in a square body truck. I don't know the year details. I think it was black. But anyways, I know it was black half ton or whatever, square body. One of my buddies got in it and just revved the piss out of it. It was only a 305. It was completely stock other than a camper cam, like a, a towing cam. Blew it up. But it had already ran for a couple years since then. And I actually had sold it to another friend of mine for like $700 or $600 or something. What I had in it, I guess, to rebuild it. But so I don't know if I should have untorqued it or not. I guess I just gave that kind of backstory to show you. I know what I'm doing. I'm confident in what I'm doing. I really think that the main problem was that I didn't retorque it after the first season. I waited until 5 years later. Not going to do that with the Gas 706. It will get retorqued next winter. Geez, the lights in here, they kind of blind you, I'm all like, oh, it's a good thing I'm not completely bald. You would be blinded. We'll go to the LED side. Oh, yeah. It's pretty bright over there. But quit rambling, I guess. I think I should have just retorqued it when it needed retorqued. And I also don't think that I should have loosened it because it's not an aluminum head. And I think loosening it probably just let the gasket deform a little more. We'll see that when we get it apart. But I do have my little, I don't know if I showed you this or not. Hang on. It's crazy. I was just thinking the other day, like, man, I think I said I missed my little tripod thing. Well, my wife went out and bought me one and a single serve coffee pot that I can't stand. So I went out and got a regular coffee pot. And she's using that one at the house and no longer wants to make me coffee apparently because she can just make herself coffee. Love her to death. She's pregnant with a girl. If you've been there, it all makes sense. But now maybe I'll be able to set my phone up to where you guys can actually see me take this stuff apart and maybe talk to you a little bit. Like I used to, in the videos, the way they were before I took a year-long break. Oh, before we get into the taking stuff apart, let's talk about this Fender. This Fender is obviously... It's like damn near Bluetooth. It's at a minimum Wi-Fi. It's still like hooked to the house. You can't like take it with you like you can Bluetooth. But I have an opportunity to buy another one of these tractors. Actually, off of the guy I bought this farm off of, it's his nephew. He has no idea what he's doing. He has like $3,500 into the tractor. I have no idea how or why. I do know he bought a replacement head. He said the head was cracked. I find that hard to believe. He said when he took the oil pan off, the rings were laying in the pan. He also said he ethered the crap out of it, which means he never knew how to or inspected the glow plugs. Kid's like 15 or 16, he might be 16 now, but he basically used it as like a go-kart, like driving around Moorhead, Kentucky, selling chickens. He sold baby chicks and was pretty successful at it as far as like purchasing large quantities of chicks from a hatchery and then selling them to locals. So he just ran it all over hell. Physically, it's in better shape. It has a fender I could use. It has a plate that I'm missing underneath the steering wheel. I don't know if you could see that right there. Yeah, so I have like a washer and stuff welded on the dash and destroyed the value of the dashboard, even though we all know it has no value. This is a junk tractor. It's a $1,000 tractor. The other one, if I got it running, would be a $1,000 tractor. That's it. To me, I mean, for a guy going to use it, it doesn't have power steering. The brakes suck. Now, here's the thing on the brakes. The other one, it has the updated brakes, bigger, better brakes. The other one also has a complete rebuild kit with it. He had bought like the new liners and everything, and he's got the liners already in the block. Obviously, I would probably have to pull them and inspect them for myself before I put it back together, but I could get that cheap. It has a good fender, has some other parts I need, has some switches that are original that I would like to have. There's also a B414 sitting on the same property. That is the guy I bought the place off of. It's his. I could probably get that for $200 or $300. This tractor B275 is a BD144 with the diaphragm governor. I showed you that. The other one is a BD154 that has the inline pump. No stupid diaphragm. It is an American pump. Still a British tractor, but it's an American pump. I believe it's still a calf pump, but I've always wanted one of those pumps because it's an upgrade. It's like totally an upgrade over this vacuum crap. If I bought both of them and got them both for under $1,000, I could A, have the pump as an upgrade. B, if the injection pump on the other tractor does the exact same thing that this one did when I got it, which is rev to the moon because the governor doesn't work, I would have that part. Or C, that governor works good. This governor works good because I fixed it, put the new diaphragm in it. Had to order that from England. Old 20 parts. It was Old 20 Tractor Parts is what the place was called. So they're still there. It's the only place you can get brand new parts for a B275. But if I took that updated governor, put on this tractor, I would have parts for one of the older style governors and the injection pump, because the pump's bad, but the governor's good. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I actually just found another B414. Yeah, I found 3 B414s and another B275 with a rebuild kit. All of them have better fenders and other parts, and they're not blue. There's a story behind this one being blue, and if I ever fix it up, I would paint it blue again. It has to do with the grandson. But yeah, I guess let's look at this fender. Try to figure out maybe what I should look at on the other ones. All right, long-winded, Bluetooth, nope, Wi-Fi, fender. It looks like the only thing holding it on is really the sheet metal that actually connects to this. This is your parking brake. And also down in there, if you look at that flat thing, I don't know what this is. Oh yeah, that's part of the parking brake. That flat thing is the pedal for the diff lock. Parking brake, diff lock, bolt to the fender. This is solid, but it's just the sheet metal on the other side is all it's holding it. So if you look in here, these braces, both of them are broke off. Right here, right here. Now the other tractors do have some rust inside, exactly where that is. One of them goes way up, but the fenders feel solid. Like they feel like solid, like this one's really solid. And for some reason, all of them I've looked at, oh, there went the Tonka Truck. They are not at all rusted like this side. And the other tractors are the exact same way, but I'm just trying to justify whether or not I'm going to go buy these other tractors because it's $1,000 tractor. $1,500 if you convince somebody that it's rebuilt. I mean, it is. I've got the tax return to show the expense of it. But still, I don't know. The brakes suck, no power steering, whatever.